Hello everyone. Price of coffee is what's up, just for those guys in America who are always seeming wanting to know what's up. And because of that, the kettle is what's going on. So the price of coffee is up, kettle is going on. Anyhow, um, I'm here to really to bring to you how I basically fish for various different types of fish with rigs, jigs, and spoons in FishingPlanet. Uh, for the purpose of this demonstration, okay, I'm going to use Amazonian maize as the kind of sample map, okay, because I've got a few friends I'm fishing with there who basically they're a bit bewildered by rigs and jigs for that matter. I've fished in real life with rigs, jigs, spoons, all sorts of different lures, okay, and bait casters. And for me, the implementation that FishingPlanet have of bait casters is, well, to be honest, to be frank, bewildering. Okay, because it seems to do a lot of different things, the bait casters, but the one thing it does not do is, as of yet, is cast bait. Okay, a bait caster, it doesn't cast bait. It casts lures, it casts what would you say? It casts rigs with how would you say uh, with jig heads on them, but no live bait. Okay, bewildering. Okay, so to that end, I mean, it's kind of a different principle. I mean, you still fish the jigs the same way, but I mean, the idea of the jig is to fish live bait and have, if you like, blood or whatever the scent of whatever bait you're using moving around in the water, which attracts fish to it. Okay, in other words, more bites. But these plastic guys, God, I don't know. So, without any further ado, what I'm doing is I'm setting up a sharp caster, okay? Not actually a Tropicana, but a sharp caster, okay? You pick these guys up, I think, in the early to mid 60 level around Blue Crab Island, okay? You can actually start to fish jigs a bit earlier with things like the X cast or with the bass caster as well, okay? So, the idea here, okay, with jigs and jig heads, you put them on, okay, and okay, if they're not fishing the way you want them to fish, the only option you have to have is to go back into the menu, take off the jig head, put on another one, and then put the crow, the shad, or whatever on top of that. It's time consuming, okay, and also you can't really customize it too well. With rigs, okay, apart from having the actual bait moving around more in the water, and you can adjust the length on the leader, you can also, how would you say, modify. You can use whatever hook size you want, okay, that's available to you, and an assortment of different weights. So you're customizing basically the weight to the actual conditions that you're fishing in. How you would fish this really depends on your target fish for a start, okay? If they're predators like shark, they're going to be looking for the bait top water. If they're scavengers like, for example, cats, okay, they're going to be looking for them at lower levels along the bottom. So for the purposes of this exercise, what I'm doing is I'm going to use a 48 gram sinker, okay, and the size 8/0 hook. Okay, for shads, okay, shads will pick up both shark and piraiba. But since my target fish initially here is going to be piraiba, I'm going to use crawls and only crawls, okay? So I will fish for the first part of this video with crawls on a rig, and then I will change it to a jig head, okay? So you can see basically the similarities and differences. Then I'm going to actually change over to a shad, and I'm going to fish for shark specifically, but I will also be fishing for piraiba, so I can get both. And finally, as I said, another friend of mine was asking me how to fish the jigging spoon. Okay, so at the end of the video, I'm going to be demonstrating that for a shark. It just so happens that I actually got all of these guys really quickly. I mean, I went in for one session. This demonstration started at 9 o'clock. By 10:30, I had all the target fish on all the actual on all the jigs and lures that I wanted to actually to show in this video. Okay. So sit back, okay, enjoy the video, okay, and try to pick it up, okay. First off, I was casting the lure, or I was casting the rig with a shad on a 8/0 and 42 gram sinker. Okay. Incidentally, okay, it's a Carolina rig here. You can have the Carolina and Texas rigs both use bullet sinkers, and the three-way rig will use a drop sinker. So bear that in mind. The drop sinker more or less anchors the rig on the bottom and lets the actual lets lets the bait kind of move around, where the actual the bullet spins is going to move along the bottom. Okay. Well, in real life, but here we're actually retrieving, so it's not the same discipline. As I said, it's a bit of a shambles the way it's implemented. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but sort of indulge them. So I say, so first up, okay, I picked up a unique sorubim and a piraiba, trophy piraiba, pretty much in two casts, straight off the bat. Then I changed over pretty quickly to a shad. I picked up another piraiba and a trophy bull, or not a trophy bull, just a bull shark in this case. And finally, I switched over to a jigging spoon. I found I didn't have one in my backpack, so I bought one. It didn't matter. Just first cast, threw it in the water, and pulled out a shark. But the thing is, you can just watch basically how I fish for them here. Okay, here I use Speed 3 stop and go for both the jig and the rig. Okay, the same deal. But when I switched to the jigging spoon, because the shark was the target fish, I'm fishing from mid water to top water because it's a predator. Okay, with the jig, with the jig head and the shad. Incidentally, you have to put on a titanium leader with that as well. Be careful if you're going to fish a rig with a shad on it, okay? Here, and you pick up a bull shark, chances are it'll bite you off. It not necessarily, but when you get to Congo, believe me, if you're going to fish for Goliath, an African tiger fish in Congo, and you use a rig, it's going to bite you off every time. This doesn't make sense, okay? So rigs, forget about it for tiger fish, okay? Jig heads, fine. Use a titanium leader; they won't bite you off. But the real money winner in Congo is fishing with the rigs, okay, and shads on them. The night shad in particular. When you first get there, if you haven't leveled up and you haven't got access to the rib shads, you'll be using the 15 centimeter 6-inch night shad on, I believe it was I think it was a 10 or offset, and any of the lures basically that are available to you, the level the 40 kilogram lures. Okay, so follow the same exercise there, vary it. The thing to remember here is I am not preaching gospel here. This is my method, what I use. Okay. For this particular condition, this particular current, this particular fish, I'm using Speed 3 stop and go, but I will equally use Speed 2 twitching or lift and drop if conditions need be, and I'll change the weights to 36 grams or 56 grams. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to shut up now because I mean it's I'm waffling on, but the idea of the video was just so you can pick it up. Okay, it's not that difficult, that much of a mystery to fish rigs or jigs for that matter. Okay, I think when you first get into this game, it's a bit overwhelming if you've never fished these guys in real life. Okay, and then you're kind of I remember places like Falcon fishing grubs. I think for trout, and I was fishing tubes for crappie and whatever else. And it's kind of when you're fishing that on Speed 1 lift and drop, it's wake me up, just set the alarm for when the fish bites. But with practice, you get there. Okay, so I'll leave it with you guys. If you like, drop a like on the video, drop a comment by all means, and Let me know how you're getting on, most of all. Like and subscribe all you like. I really don't care. If you make me millions of dollars, or they pay me to do this, then even better. Okay, but I'm not really pushing for that. So I'll see you on the game wherever I am. I'm on Xbox and PC. I'm under Zurika, Zoreka. On Steam, I've got Zurika. I think it's LSD, MDMA, DMT, Twitchy, and also on my other account on Steam, it's TTV, son of a TTV, YT, etc. Okay, so there's some of my names. I really don't, social media is not my thing. Anyway, enjoy.